It still astonishes me, at least a little, to see the transformation of a convention hall from the day before it opens, when the floor is chaotic. There's a mess of crates there. There's hundreds of people running around setting up exhibits, signs being hung, so much more. And the next day, less than 24 hours later, when the carpet's been laid and vacuumed, everything is clean, pristine, all those exhibits are ready for visitors, all the products are out there. It's just kind of crazy. And then the minute the show closes, people start dismantling everything. In the next 2 days is another whirlwind of forklifts moving crates and carpeting tubes on long pallets, signs being taken down, tons of samples being packed up. It's really a crazy dance. Hi there, this is Tim Patterson. This is Trade Show Guy Monday Morning Coffee. I got my coffee. I hope you got yours. Expo West, Natural Products Expo West, Anaheim, California in March is an overwhelming show to me. And this year, somehow I managed to push it into overdrive. I'm not sure whether to love it or just bear it. And by the way, if you normally catch this podcast only on audio, be aware that I also post a video version, and you should make time to catch the video version this year because I'm going to be including a lot of photos of the many projects we did this year. And you can also see the galleries on the blog. Just look at TradeshowGuyBlog.com. It's one of the posts that is most recent. My company, TradeshowGuy Exhibits, worked with 9 clients at the show this year, which is a new high for us, really. And we had previous clients there that were still there exhibiting. We just didn't do anything specific to upgrade for them. We also included 4 new custom designed and fabricated exhibits this year, including a beautiful 10x40 from Schmidt's Naturals, new 10x20s for organics and wild brine. We did a 10x10 reclaimed barnwood exhibit for hop tea out of Boulder, Colorado, and a single large photograph blown up for like a 20-foot long photo, really a dynamic photo for an old client, Highlands. So my blog post details, and I'll throw some pictures up here. Schmidt's Naturals has been a client for a few years, but this year they stepped up from a 10x20 to a brand new 10x40. The brand was purchased in late 2017 by Unilever, and they've seen fast growth for an expanding product line that was, basically put together and created out of a Portland garage about a decade ago. New custom 10x40 features backlit panels from side to side, a generous closet, and a pair of LED highlighted display podiums with storage. Very clean white design, lots of white space, and set off by their iconic custom flooring. Wild's Brine designer worked with our designer to come up with a clean and colorful 10x20 design that had a lot of bright colors in it. Bright green design for the flooring, bright colors for the back wall and side return walls. There's an inset shelving unit in the closet lit by white LEDs and a set of RGB custom controlled lights. Another custom 10x20, this one highlighted by a large mounted monitor, a big light box, and a custom product display. This would be for organics. 2 similar counters with drink machines on top, literature, and an LED highlighted round charging table topped it off, along with a white oak printed rollable vinyl floor. And out of Boulder, Colorado, I mentioned Hop Tea, company founded last May, of all things. They've been in business less than a year. They found us online, and we partnered with Salem's Timber and Moss to create a custom reclaimed barnwood wall and counters to serve their brewed tea through kegerators. Really love this exhibit. The back wall accommodated a rented refrigerator. The front counter was highlighted by a burnt-in logo. We also created a cutout vinyl-wrapped 3D version of their logo to hang from the back wall. Their product actually won a Nexty Award for Best New Ready-to-Drink Beverage. And from all I've heard, the exhibit went over really well in that Hilton Hot New Products Hall. Another one is Highlands. I go back over a decade with Highlands. The company I worked for back in 2005, Interpretive Exhibits, which is since closed due to the owner retiring, designed and built this unique koa wood 10x20 exhibit. Kind of funny story there. The koa wood actually came from a Hawaiian exhibit. The wood was from Hawaii. We had leftover wood. We offered to use it. We had exactly the right amount. I think we had 1 small piece left over after we built this exhibit back then. And we did that in like 35 days. A great turnaround, and I've loved that exhibit. They've used it ever since, except this year they wanted a brighter, simpler approach, and we helped source this 8-foot by 20-foot single photo pop-up back wall along with some other stuff they had, which to me is Really striking. Other long-term clients at the show, Bob's Red Mill, Wetherspoon, Dave's Killer Bread came to us for some updates. For Bob's, we coordinated the creation of a 42-inch touchscreen video unit thanks to Blue Pony. This was in the alcove portion of their booth, along with graphic updates throughout the exhibit. For Dave's Killer Bread, we had new graphics, which included a kind of a stark look at second chance employment for convicted felons, one of their main issues. And that was on the front counter, and a video monitor which looped a short video on the issue. For Wetherspoon Manuka Honey, we had some more graphic updates. These are all great clients to work with and continue to work with them. Glad to have them all. And this year, we got more involved than ever before in coordinating and supervising the setup and dismantle and shipping logistics of our clients. Not sure exactly why that was the case. Often the client wants to do that, but we were asked to do it. So we did a lot of that this year, probably because we had several new clients. And it's interesting, a lot of the clients we work with are stepping from the exhibits you can ship on an airplane and check it as luggage, and you go pop it up, to something that needs to go on a semi-truck, and it's in a crate that needs to be moved by a forklift and have a crew to set it up. It's a big step out of a comfort zone for a lot of exhibits, except for a lot of companies. So we, having been down that road many times before, we get to assist with that as well and source those. It means that I work very closely with both Eagle Management and GES at the show services folks. I'd give both very high grades for helping to make things happen in a timely manner. For example, the Schmitz 10x40 exhibit was not scheduled to be set up until the afternoon before the show. And it was a bit crazy getting the booth crates delivered. And it meant that the crews were, after having worked there till 8, we didn't start on this booth till like 4. We're on overtime for a few hours, but it got done. Clients were happy, looked great. That's what counts. They came in early the next morning and dressed it up with all their products. It's crazy what goes on behind the scenes. But nothing in a trade show goes flawlessly. It seems something is always slightly off center or miss. A crate's missing, can't find it. We don't have the key to a lock or some other thing. I've learned that's kind of just the way it is. I don't need know that we want to accept it, but no matter how much communication you have, how much information you spread from one person to the other, it seems that some small detail gets left out, and we always learn from all these experiences. I've also learned that you can't take too many photographs of the process, and once the thing is set up, I try to document as much of the process as possible. But then when I'm back in the office days later reviewing the photos, I think, I forgot to take a picture of that, whatever that may be. So we'll make that this week's trade show tip. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Take photos. Take a lot of photos. Take more than you can possibly imagine you'll need. Digital space on your phone is cheap, right? So take photos. Take more and more photos. You can always delete duplicates or blurry photos later, right? Let's wrap up with a client. Thanks to all of our clients this year, and a tip of the hat to our partners. We couldn't have done it without you. It was a great show, and we got more to come. This week's one good thing, I'm going to throw out this. Paul McCartney's album from 2007, Memory Almost Full. It just came up on my iTunes. I thought, I did listen to this thing all the way through. It's been a while, and I really, really enjoyed it from start to finish. Great album from 2007. Good stuff. Check it out. I'll put a link. And that wraps up this week's Trade Show Guy Monday Morning Coffee. I'm Tim Patterson. Thanks, and have a great week.